Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam overview class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नित्यनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are discussing from the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are discussing the very wonderful topic of the activities of Prithu Maharaj. So this episode of Prithu Maharaj started with Narada telling Maitreya Muni telling Vidura that Narada discussed about Dhruva in the sacrifice of Prachetas. So Vidura became interested about Prachetas. Who are these Prachetas? Where did they perform the sacrifice? So then Maitreya Muni began the description of the descendants of Dhruva, because Prachetas they were in the line of the descendants of Dhruva. And then in the line he said there was one king, Anga, his son was Vena, and Vena was a very wicked and cruel king. And because he was not following the dharmic principles, he was going against the Vedic rules and regulations, the sages, they killed him. And then they saw that there is no king, so they churned the legs and the hands, thighs and the hands of this Vena. From the thighs, a very, very black color, dark complexion personality came out. He was Bahuka. And then he was the personification of all the sinful activities. And then Prithu Maharaj and Archi came out of the churning of the hands of Prithu Maharaj. And then all the sages, they could realize that he is none other than the Shaktiavish avatar of the Supreme Lord. So they all started glorifying Prithu Maharaj. And then when Prithu Maharaj, he heard the glorification of the bards, he said, I have not displayed these qualities. Why are you glorifying me? And then ultimately there was a discussion, very beautiful discussion happened. And then Prithu Maharaj was very happy with the glorification of the bards. And then he remunerated them. And then it is described that how Prithu Maharaj performed all the activities of the administrators of the universe. And then we also discussed that Prithu Maharaj, it was described that he punished Mother Earth, who was having a form of a cow, and Indra, he stole the 100th Ashwamedh Yajna's horse. So then Vidura, he had a question about all of these. So as a result, Maitreya Muni begins the description of how once Earth, all the citizens, they went to Prithu Maharaj that we are not getting sufficient food. Prithu Maharaj could understand that Earth is not giving proper grains. So Mother Earth was ordered by Prithu that you give all the grains, and then Prithu Maharaj, he took arrow and bow in his hand and he was about to shoot the arrows on Mother Earth. Mother Earth took the form of a cow and started fleeing everywhere, but seeing that there was no way she can run from Prithu, so she surrendered, and then ultimately she pacified Prithu Maharaj by her beautiful prayers. And then Prithu Maharaj milked Mother Earth and he obtained all the required ingredients. So that was what we discussed till yesterday. So today we'll be beginning the 19th chapter of this fourth canto, which is entitled King Prithu's 100 horse sacrifices. So then it is described by Maitreya Muni that Prithu Maharaj, he initiated once the performance of 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas at a place called Brahmavarta, which was the capital of Swayambhuva Manu. So in this Brahmavarta, the Saraswati river flows towards the east, it is described. So this, when Prithu Maharaj, he started performing all these series of sacrifices. Ashwamedh sacrifices are not so easy to perform. It requires great deal of wealth and power and everything. So Indra, when he saw that Prithu Maharaj is performing these great sacrifices and he reached up to 99, Indra could not tolerate this and he started feeling envious of Prithu Maharaj. So this envy, also called Matsarya, this is deep rooted in this material world. Everybody feels envious of someone. Actually, this is the primary reason because of which we came from the spiritual world to the material world. So this is the primary reason, envy. One of our devotees, he would say that envy means no vacancy. Envy. Till the time we have envy in our hearts, there is no vacancy in the spiritual world for us. So therefore, Bhagavatam is for those who are nirmatsaranam satam, those who are non-envious. So therefore, only non-envious people can actually relish Srimad Bhagavatam. Everybody can read Bhagavatam, but actually those who are non-envious, they can relish Bhagavatam to their heart extent. So therefore, there is only one way by which we can become free from this envious mentality. That is only by the process of Krishna consciousness. There are so many anarthas: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. All these 6 anarthas are there. Out of these 6, 5 can be dovetailed in the service of the Lord. But 6th one, this envy, apart from envy, anything else can be dovetailed in the service of the Lord. We can dovetail our anger, lust, greed, illusion. Everything can be dovetailed. If you want to become angry on those who are non-devotees. Krodha bhakta dveshi jani. That does not mean that you become indiscriminately angry on all those who are non-devotees. No. Whoever offends the devotees and the Supreme Lord become angry on those people. How lust can be dovetailed? By begetting children so that they may become Krishna conscious. They may be able to serve Krishna. So that is how we can dovetail lust. How to dovetail greed? People in this world, they are greedy for so many things. Dhanam dehi, janam dehi, bharya dehi, rupam dehi. All these things, I want more and more and more. Dil mange more. So we have this mentality of greed. Greed for bhukti, mukti and siddhi. Bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakali, ashant, Krishna, bhakta, nishkama, ateva, shant. Till the time we have this mentality for enjoyment, we cannot be peaceful. But if this greedy mentality is utilized to develop attachment for Krishna, that lobha, tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam. This laulyam is the only price we have to pay. We have to be greedy about becoming serious, having that taste in bhakti. That is the greed. So in that way, all the other anarthas somehow or other can be dovetailed. But this matsarya, enviousness, cannot be dovetailed in the service of the Lord. We have to just remove it from the root. Therefore, because this Vaikuntha, it is characterized by non-enviousness. And we discussed in the 3rd canto that how in Vaikuntha there is no enviousness. Everybody is helping others to come close to Krishna, even to the extent of Srimati Radharani. Vaikuntha, the description was given, we heard how there are so many different birds who are singing so very nicely, but when the bumblebee comes, all the birds become silent. Paravatanya Vritasarasa Chakravaka Datyuho Hamsa Shukatittiri Barhinamya Kolahalam Viramate Chiramatramuche Bhrangadipe Harikatha Ivagayamane. All the birds, they are singing very nicely. Paravata, Anyabhrita, Sarasa, Chakravaka, Datyuh, pigeon, Shuka, parrot, Tittiri, sparrows, Barhinam, peacock. And they're all the combined voices creating a kulahal. A very huge, very wonderful sound is getting created. And when they see that bumblebee is coming and bumblebee is buzzing. Bumblebee cannot sing in a very beautiful voice. It can just buzz. Kolahalam viramate. All the birds, they become silent. Why? Bhringadipe harikatha ivagaya mane. Hare Krishna. Others are able to hear? One of our devotees is saying,
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Reply if they can hear properly, or I'll check my system. Okay, others are able to hear. Okay, great. So, Paravatan, all these birds, why they become silent? Because they acknowledge that this bumblebee was sitting on the garland of Lord Vishnu. So the bumblebee is so very fortunate. So therefore they are acknowledging the greatness of this bumblebee, because this bumblebee was sitting on the garland of Lord Vishnu. That is how, when the Lord Vishnu comes, we heard in the this Jai Vijay pastime also, whenever Lord Vishnu comes, around his garland, all the bumblebees, they are always buzzing, attracted by the beautiful fragrance of this garland. So therefore, there is an atmosphere of non-enviousness in the spiritual world. Even the plants, beautiful flowering plants, all the beautiful flowering plants which has wonderful fragrance. Mandara kunda kurabotpala champakarna punnaganaga bakulambuja parijata gandhirchite tulasika bharanena tasya yasmin tapam sumanaso bhumanayanti. Beautiful flowering plants are there. Mandara, kunda, kurabha, utpala, champaka, arna, punnaga, naga, bakula we know, ambuja, lotus, parijata, all very nice ambrosial fragrant producing flowers. And then when Tulsi Devi, when she comes, everybody sits back and offers respects to Tulsi, because Yasmin tapam sumanaso bhumanayanti, they acknowledge that Tulsi has performed lots of austerities for many, many lifetimes, and she has pleased Lord Vishnu the most. To the extent even Radharani is so very non-envious. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes the non-envious nature of Radharani. She says, Je gopi more kare dveshe, Krishnera kore santoshe, Krishna tare kore abhilash, Mui tare gore ayya, tare seho dasi hoya, tabe more sukher ullas. Je gopi more kare dveshe. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking in the mood of Radharani. So, Radharani is saying that if some gopi even envies me, but Krishnera kare santoshe, but Krishna likes that, if she is pleasing Krishna, Krishna tare kore abhilash, and Krishna wants to be with that gopi. What will I do? Mui tare ghare jaiya, tare seo dasi hoya. I'll go to that gopi's home and I'll become her dasi. Tabe more sukhar ullas. Then I'll be happy. So this mood of non-enviousness is permeated in whole Vaikuntha and Goloka. Without being non-envious, we cannot create a spiritual atmosphere. So therefore, it is very, very important that in devotee circle, when we see others excelling us in their material goals, in their spiritual goals, there is a propensity of becoming envious. This devotee came after me, I preached him. He is going ahead of me. How is this possible? अरे मैंने प्रचार किया उसको, मैं डिवोटी बनाया उसको. I told him how to chant. And just see today what he is doing. He is doing much more preaching in wonderful ways, wonderful katha. So this enviousness is a very, very detrimental thing. We have to appreciate that, oh, Krishna is so very merciful. He is empowering this devotee so much. Although it is not so easy, we have to learn how to be non-envious. At least even if we are having the feelings of envy, but still we should not express that in our practical physical actions. That will be more detrimental. Feelings of envy will come in every case without fail. Somebody is a pure devotee. Everybody will become envious. But what is our response to that envious feeling that decides our advancement or our degradation in Krishna consciousness? So therefore, this envy is a very, very detrimental thing. So Indra, he became envious of, oh sorry, I'll mute it. So Indra became envious of Prithu Maharaj because he was excelling Indra in his sacrifice. So Indra, Prithu Maharaj, how he was excelling in his sacrifice? Because when Prithu Maharaj was performing sacrifice, Vishnu was personally present. Lord Vishnu, who is Yagyapati, Yatra Yagyapati Sakshat Bhagavan Haririshwarah Anvabhuyata Sarvatma Sarvaloka Guru Prabho. Yagyapati Sakshat Krishna, Supreme Lord Vishnu was personally present in the sacrifice of Prithu Maharaj. Bhagavan, who was Bhagavan Hari Ishwara. And he is Sarvatma, the one who is present in everyone's heart. He is Akhil Loka Guru. He is the supreme master of all the living entities. He is Prabhu. Not only Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva, and all the other devtas, they were all present. Along with their followers, everybody had come. And they were attending this great sacrifice. Gandharvas had come, Apsaras, and all the great sages. Along with that, there are so many exalted personalities who had come. Siddhas, Vidyadharas, Daityas, Danavas, Yakshas, and chief associates of Lord Vishnu, Nanda, Sunanda, Kapila Dev was there, Narada Muni was there, Dattatreya was there, Kumaras were there. So you cannot even imagine, the who is who of the whole universe were present in the sacrifice of Prithu Maharaj. So there, and all the people, when they were coming, they were offering very wonderful gifts. Earth was supplying all the required objects, like milk producing, cows, Kamadhenu. Rivers were supplying all types of good taste. The trees were supplying all types of honey and the fruits. Cows were giving sufficient milk. Then the oceans were giving all the jewels and the pearls. Mountains were giving all the 4 types of edible fruits, edible items. And planets and their lords came. They were offering all beautiful types of gifts. So therefore, Prithu Maharaj was excelling Indra in all these sacrifices. Prabhupada focus on this word yagya. When this yagya was performed, what is yagya? Yagya means Lord Vishnu. And yagya should be performed for the pleasure and the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Yagya arthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. If yagya is performed for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu, then it gives pleasure to everyone. But then Prabhupada writes that in this Kali Yuga, it is so very difficult to perform sacrifices. We don't have qualified brahmanas. There are no sufficient availability of the ingredients. People don't have time to do yagya for so many years. So therefore, the best yagya is Sankirtana yagya. So by this Sankirtana yagya, that is the Yuga Dharma for this Kali Yuga. All the results which were derived in the past ages will be attained. Nanudveshti kalim samrat saranga iva sarabhuk kushalani ashu siddhanti netarani kritaniyat. So, Parikshit Maharaj, he knew this Kali Yuga has so many faults, but there is one good thing in Kali Yuga. Whatever sinful activities we think, we don't get the result for that. In earlier ages, even those were counted. Whatever sinful activities somebody would think of, they would get the reaction. But in Kali Yuga, we are saved. Otherwise, you would go to hell for eternity. So many sinful thoughts keep coming. So therefore, the best thing which Kali Yuga has, yatra sankirtanena eva sarva sarthopi labhyate. This is the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. That this sankirtan can give all the results of all the sacrifices. Sarva swartho bhilabhyate. One time there was a devotee giving a class in a place which was drought stricken. There were no rains for 2-3 years. And this devotee was quoting this shloka. Yagyad bhavati parjanyo. When you chant the names of Krishna, then rains will come. This is the only thing, and typical ISKCON style lecture he was giving. Only thing which is lacking in Krishna is this world is Krishna consciousness. That's why all these problems are coming. With full conviction, he was speaking like that. Then, in between, one person raised his hand and he said, "Sir, if you are saying that by chanting we'll get rains, we'll gather all the citizens and we'll do chanting. But you have to give assurance that rains will come." And this devotee had such confidence, such conviction. He said, "Yes, if everybody comes with all their hearts when they chant, of course the rains will come." And this whole city gathered and everybody started chanting. It went on for 2-3 hours. And for sure, after this 3 hours of chanting, it started raining. And everybody was surprised and ecstasy. They were dancing. And next day, there was news. Hare Krishna, the rainmakers. So of course, we cannot use this strategy always because that is not the purpose for chanting. Purpose for chanting is to please Krishna. That is the purpose of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, to please Krishna. So therefore, Prabhupada is writing one can derive all the results derived by the great sacrifices in the past just by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra. So Indra, because he was envious of Prithu Maharaj. Prithu Maharaj, he was completely dependent on the Lord, Adhokshaja. And Indra, he became so very envious that he started creating all the impediments. There are 3 words used in that particular verse. That Adhokshaja, Bhagavan, Indra, and Prithu. Prabhupada focuses on these 3 words. Very interesting purport he gives. That he says that, this Prithu Maharaj, he was not an Amshavatar. He is an empowered incarnation. He is a Jiva who has been given more powers by the Supreme Lord. He is a Shaktyavesh avatar. So therefore, Maharaj Prithu is the Shaktyavesh avatar of the Lord. And sometimes Indra is also called as Bhagavan. Why Indra is called as Bhagavan? Because he also has been given lots of powers by the Supreme Lord. Indra is called Shatakratu. Shatakratu means one who has performed 100 Ashwamedh Yagyas. And therefore, when Prithu Maharaj was performing 100 Yagyas, he became very envious because he thought that if Prithu became Shatakratu, then he may lose his post. So Indra, he decided something, So this whole section of this Prithu Maharaj and Indra stealing, there are beautiful lessons and beautiful verses which comes in this section, and there are lots of lessons to be learned. So Indra, as this whole Ashwamedh Yagya is going on, Indra became very envious and he became invisible to everyone and he stole the sacrificial horse. What he did? How he stole the horse? He dressed himself to appear as a liberated person, he dressed as a mendicant. He dressed himself in a saffron cloth. And he appeared to be a very liberated person. He created all false impression to be a very, very great saintly person. Because of this form which was taken by Indra, people started thinking adharma to be dharma. What Indra was doing was adharmic activity. But because he took the form of a saintly person, people thought, oh, this is dharma because a saintly person is doing it. Indra, and in taking this form, he started stealing this horse. He went in the sky and then he saw all this situation and he stole that horse, as you can see in the slide. Along with this horse, he was flying in the sky. Atri Muni, he saw this situation and he understood. So Prabhupada writes a very important purport here. He says that the saffron dress has been misused by many impostors who misrepresent themselves as liberated persons or incarnations of God, and thereby they cheat people. One of the bogus gurus, he was propagating his philosophy that he is God, and he was saying that, oh, you do anything you want, you can chant any mantra you want, just give some donation to me, come every week, offer respects and give this donation, you'll be liberated, you'll become God, you enjoy whatever way you want to enjoy. And this news was given to Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada said, if that is the case, then pig should be the greatest God because he enjoys in any way. So therefore Prabhupada writes, cheating sannyasis and the yogis, they have existed since time of Prithu Maharaj. Actually, this cheating was introduced by Indra, So therefore Prabhupada writes, it's the duty of a sannyasi to be very, very cautious, not to engage in any sinful activity, because even if somebody performs a little sinful activity, little mistake, sannyasira alpachidra sarvalokagai, shukla vastre mashi bindu aichena lukai, sannyasira alpachidra sarvalokagai. It's like you cannot hide a black spot on a white cloth. Similarly, even a sannyasi makes a little mistake, you cannot stop it. All the world will sing the mistake, will defame, will start talking about a little mistake which is performed by a sannyasi. Therefore, Prabhupada writes, unless one is very, very sincere and serious, he should not take the order of sannyas. So now, when Atri Muni, he saw that Indra is stealing the horse, he told the son of Prithu to go and immediately do the needful. So then, this Prithu Maharaj's son immediately followed Indra in great anger, and he was in the mood of killing Indra. So seeing this, and Indra, he was wearing a dress of a sadhu, mendicant. He had matted locks of hair and he had smeared ashes all over his body. So when Prithu Maharaj's son saw Indra in this form, he considered him to be a very religious person. He did not release the arrows. He came back. And then when he came back, again Atri Muni instructed, kill this destroyer of sacrifice. This Indra should be killed. You go. This person is the lowest of all the devatas. He is Vibhudhadham. Vibudha means devatas. Vibudha. Adham, he is the lowest of all the devatas. You go and you kill him. So second time, the son of Prithu Maharaj, second time he is chasing. And immediately, as he went, the Prithu Maharaj's son, he went and he put his arrows on the bow and he was about to kill. And he was chasing Prithu, just like it is described that just like Jatayu chased Ravana. Similarly, the son of Prithu Maharaj was chasing Indra. And when Indra, he saw, oh my God, this person is chasing me, he immediately gave up his false dress and he gave up that horse also and he disappeared. So Prithu Maharaj's son, he was like a very victorious person. He brought back the horse, and seeing this, seeing this great victory of the son of Prithu, he was named as Vijita Ashwa, the one who has won the horse. But Indra does not stop here. He again comes third time he again steals the horse. And this time he creates a dense darkness in the sacrificial arena and he steals the horse. Third time Vijatashiva is chasing Indra again. Atri pointed Vijatashiva, here is the Indra, you go. And again Vijatashiva, he ran to kill Indra. But again, Indra, he was dressed as a sannyasi. And this time he was dressed as a kapalik sannyasi. As you can see in this picture, he had a skull in his hand. He was carrying a staff with skull on the top. And he was dressed as a sannyasi in saffron cloths. So therefore, Vijatashiva did not want to kill him. But again, Atri ordered Vijatashiva, you kill him. So Vijatashiva, he angrily aimed arrow on this Indra and he was about to kill Indra. Seeing this, again Indra gave up this horse, he gave the false dress and again became invisible. So third time, this is the third attempt, So then again Vijatashiva brought back the horse. And then Maitri Muni says, since that time, foolish people, they adopt the dress of false sannyasi and they propagate their philosophy in this way. And Prabhupada describes who are these pseudo sannyasis. Some are kapalika. Kapalik means they carry the skulls and the trident, but they engage in all the sinful activities. Such sannyasis, they are called pakhandis. And he says that what is actual pakhand? We recite every day our 10 offenses against the holy names of the Lord. The second offense is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of Lord Vishnu. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Daivatam Samatveneva Viksheta Shapashandi Bhaved Dhruvam. Anybody who puts Lord Narayan in an equal level with Shiva or Brahma, Samatveneva, on an equal level, he is called a Pashandi. He becomes an offender. So therefore, Chakravarti Thakur writes that foolish people, seeing how Indra was not killed, because again and again this Vijatashiva, he was going to kill Indra, but because Indra was wearing a dress of a mendicant, so therefore he did not kill him. Similarly, all these people who are very, very foolish, they think if we dress as a sannyasi with a desire to attain name, fame, wealth, women, all these mystic siddhis, we will also not be killed. And we hear in the life of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there was a person called Bishak Sen. Although he had so many women and he was having illicit affairs, he was drinking, smoking, ganja and all these intoxicants, he had all the mystic powers. But because he was in a dress of a renunciant, nobody would dare to, do anything to him. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in a very, very courageous way, he went and he took all the police and he arrested this Bishak Sen. So therefore, so now it will be described how Indra, he became the originator of all these pseudo sannyasis, false sannyasis. So whatever symbols of sin, Indra accepted, whatever forms Indra accepted in stealing that sacred horse, that became the symbols of sin. And therefore, since then on, so many people have started all these pseudo religions. They take sannyas in a very, very wrong way. And therefore it is described some in the form of being naked, some wear red garments, and some speak very skillfully. But their purpose is not to go near Krishna, not to please Krishna, not to spread the glories of Krishna. They want to enjoy sense gratification. So now, third time when Indra, he tried to take away this horse, Prithu Maharaj now became very angry. He took his bow and he told the priests that this Prithu Maharaj, he was very angry. He took his bow and he was about to shoot arrows. He was about to kill Indra. So when the priests, they saw Prithu Maharaj in this mood, they all told Prithu Maharaj, "Oh great soul, don't kill Indra." Because according to the Shastras, only sacrificial animals should be killed in the sacrificial arena, in a sacrifice. And Indra, his powers has already been reduced due to his sinful actions. What we will do? Don't worry, you don't kill him. You don't, have to take this endeavor. We will call him by Vedic mantras and forcibly we will offer him in this sacrificial fire. So priests were also equally angry. So Chakravarti Thakur, he says that, they spoke in this way to show the nature of those following the path of karma. So the priests, they were saying that actually, this Indra, he's so very blinded by this enviousness. So people who are on the path of karma, they become completely blind when they want to enjoy something. There is kamandh, there is madandh, there is dhanandh. And Chakravarti Thakur writes that Brahmaji became blind by lust. Shiva becomes blind by anger. And here, Indra, he became blind by enviousness and crookedness. So therefore, the priests, they are also very angry seeing this crooked behavior of Indra. They told, you don't worry, we will forcibly drag him and we will kill him by putting him in this sacrificial fire. So as all these things are going on, so priests, they started chanting mantras to, invoke, to attract this Indra, to, put him in this sacrificial fire. And they were about to offer the oblations in the fire. Brahmaji appeared on the scene. And Brahmaji forbade them. So Brahmaji told the priests, you should not kill Indra. Indra is a part of the Lord's body. He is Bhagavat Tanu. He is a part of the Lord's body. And why are you performing this yajna? But this yajna is meant to satisfy the devatas. And all the devatas, they are the part of Indra's body. So you wish to kill Indra by sacrifice, but how can you kill the personification of sacrifice by the sacrifice? So Brahmaji is telling her, Baba, Indra is a personification of sacrifice. All the devatas, they are parts of his body. So you cannot do that. It is like, throwing a small amount of milk in the fire. It will not solve the purpose. The whole sacrifice will be destroyed. So therefore, Brahmaji is saying, you did not consider this? How can you kill Indra? How can he die? He is the personification of this, all the devatas. And then Brahmaji tells, just see, because Indra is being obstructed in his attempt, this attempt of obstructing Indra has resulted in creating so many adharmic activities. This Indra is so obstinate, he does not understand the religious and irreligious activities now because he is overwhelmed by enviousness. And because, you have attempted to, stop him. So the result is, he has taken the form of so many irreligious activities. And if you oppose him any further, what will happen? He will misuse this power further. And he'll introduce many more irreligious systems. And then, therefore he says that, let there be only one sacrifice. Let there be only 99 sacrifices for Prithu. Pritho kirte prithor bhuyat tarhi eko nashat pratuh. Alam te kratubhi shvishter yad bhavan moksha dharmavit. So Brahmaji is saying, Pritho kirte. So this Prithu Maharaj, his glories will be known all over the world. Pritho kirter prithor bhuyat. So Prithu Maharaj's glories will be spreading all over the world. Let him be satisfied with only 99 sacrifices. Ekon vimshat. Ekon shat. Alam te kratubhi swishte. Let him be satisfied with this, And therefore, Brahmaji says that the result of performing a sacrifice is the person becomes more famous. So Prithu should not be, thinking about, if I'll not perform this 100th sacrifice, I'll not become famous. By my blessings, Prithu will become more famous with 99 sacrifices than Indra with his 100 sacrifices. So therefore, by the blessings of Lord Brahma, Prithu Maharaj became more famous than Indra. So this is the power of the blessings of the devotees of the Lord. If we get the blessings of the devotees of the Lord, even if we are not able to complete some service, if we put our best, and if we follow the instructions of the superiors, we get the blessings of the superiors. So in our services, in our day-to-day activities, in Krishna consciousness, if we are told to do some service which we are not able to complete, but if we put our best, and somehow because of some situations we are not able to complete it, and some of the superiors, they say, okay, no problem, leave it, let it be like that. And if we are in that proper consciousness, we will get the blessings of the superiors. So then Brahmaji, after telling to all the sages, now Brahmaji is telling to Prithu Maharaj. He says to Prithu Maharaj, you know the path of perfection. You know what is to be gained by all these sacrificial ceremonies. The purpose of all these sacrifices is to please Krishna, to please Lord Vishnu, and you know that. So therefore, you should not be attached to performing these 100th sacrifice. So then, Prithu Maharaj may think, okay, what are you suggesting that I do? Brahmaji says, 99 sacrifices is a greater number. Prithu means great. So therefore, 99 is greater than 100. So that is what Brahmaji is saying. Your 99 sacrifices are greater than the 100 sacrifices of Indra. These 99 sacrifices will give you greater fame, greater glories than the 100 sacrifices of Prithu, of Indra. This 99 will be Prithu Kirteh. They will give greater fame. So therefore, don't be concerned about performing 100 sacrifices. You will become much more famous than Indra by my blessings. So therefore, it is Chakravarti Thakur writes that this number is perfect for Prithu. Although his vow was incomplete, but by the blessings of Brahmaji, this 99 became perfect. So therefore, Brahmaji told Prithu that these 100 sacrifices not necessary for you. So therefore, what you should do now? Just give up your anger. Don't be angry on Indra. Both you and Indra, both are part and parcel of the Lord. Therefore, don't be angry with Indra. Indra is not different from you. Just like you are an empowered incarnation, Indra is also an empowered incarnation of the Lord. So therefore, just give up your anger. This anger will not help anyone. Then he says, whatever is happening, now very wonderful instruction is given by Brahmaji. He says, Masmin Maharaj kritasma chintam nishamya yasmad vachana dhritatma yadhyayato dait hatam nukartum mano tirushtam vishate tamondham. He says, Brahma is telling to Prithu Maharaj that Ma asmin Maharaj kritasma chintam. Oh my dear king, do not be agitated and do not be anxious. Do not do chinta, whether you will be glorious, whether you will get the result of your 100 sacrifice, whether you will be pleasing the Lord. Don't be agitated, don't be anxious. Kindly take my words with great respect. Mama vacha adritatma. Take my words with great respect. And then, why you should not be agitated? He says, Yad dhyayato daiva hatam nu kartum. He says, because your sacrifices have not been properly performed due to providential impediments. This is a very important word. Daiva hatam nu kartum. Daiva hatam. What is the meaning of Daiva hatam? Many times we have so many plans, We have plans for our devotional practice. When in this time I'll do all these things. I'll read Bhagavatam. I'll read all these. I hear all these lectures. And then by the end of 10 years, I should become free from lust to jana chahiye. 10 साल में तो लस्ट जाना ही चाहिए. So we may have plans, but our plans may be spoiled by providential arrangements, by our own karma. So Brahmaji is telling Indra, don't be agitated when your plans are spoiled by providential arrangements. Because you should know, mano atirushtam vishate tamo andham. Atirushtam means when people, they get frustrated in their endeavors, they become very, very sorry. They become very, very disturbed. They become very, very angry. Atirushtam. And the result is vishate tamo andham. They enter into the darkest regions of materialistic thoughts. That is what happens if we want to make a plan and give to Krishna, oh Krishna, I am performing this devotional service, but this is my plan ready, action plan ready. I know you are omnipotent, but don't use your intelligence. I have thought everything. Many times, people accept Krishna is omnipotent, but they don't accept Krishna is omniscient. So they know that Krishna can do anything, but Krishna may not be knowing everything. So let me do that work for Krishna. I have made the plan for my life. You have to just execute it. You are omnipotent, you can do it. So therefore, we should know Krishna is supremely independent Lord. He is Akhila Koti Brahmanda Nayak. So therefore, we should depend on Krishna for whatever comes in our life. Of course, we have to make plans. We have to endeavor to the best of our capacity. But even after endeavoring to the best of our capacity, when things are not happening according to the way we want, then we should surrender to the will of the Lord. Otherwise, what will happen? We will go into the depression. We'll go into such a depressed state that we will even give up practice of bhakti. Oh, I did tapasya for so many years. For years and years, I was doing chanting, hearing. I did not even miss one Mangal Arti. I did not miss any time chanting my rounds. I did all the services properly. Just see what is happening to me. Why Krishna is doing to me all these things. So therefore, Daiva hatam nu kartum, if we are disturbed by the providential arrangements, things which are not in our hand, if we are disturbed by that, then what will happen? Mano atirushtam. First of all, we'll become extremely angry and sorry. And then vishate tamo andham. We will enter into the darkest regions of materialistic thoughts. We will give up chanting. We will give up, taking shelter of holy names of the Lord. We'll give up taking shelter of Krishna, and we'll go to the extreme end of materialism. So therefore, Prabhupada writes that sometimes the saintly people, they meet reversals in life. Such incidents should be taken as providential. Reversals will come in the life of everyone. These reversals may cause unhappiness, but we should know that if we are not able to counteract these by our endeavors, then we should accept these reversals as part of our life, as the will of the Lord, as our own karma. So therefore, one of the verses in the Bhagavatam very nicely characterizes this statement. Tattenu kampam susamikshamano bhunjano evatma kritam vipakam ridavagava purbhir vidadhan namaste jivete yo mukti pade sadaya bhak. So, it is described that Brahmaji is telling to Lord Krishna, Tatte Anukampa. Oh my Lord, it is supreme mercy of yours that you have given me all these troubles in my life. So why this is mercy? Because this is actually my own karma. But by your mercy, this karma is coming in a very, very negligible way. Just like when the seeds, they are roasted and they are sown in the ground, they do not sprout. Similarly, bhunjanu evatma kritam vipakam. All the seeds of my own karma, they are now roasted by the power of bhakti. Karmani nirdhati kintucha bhakti bhaja. So therefore, I am very, very grateful for whatever you have given me in my life. Prabhupada, when his whole factory was burnt, he quoted this verse, Tatte Anukampa. And then he says, another verse, he said, Yasyaham Anugrihanami Harishye Tad Dhanam Shanai. If I show special mercy to anyone, I take away everything from him. So therefore, we should know Krishna has a plan for everybody, every one of us. Lord is more anxious than we are anxious to advance in bhakti. So therefore, mano atirushtam vishate tamo andham. If we are so very disturbed by the providential arrangements which are not in our hand, we'll enter into the darkest regions of materialistic thoughts. So we have to accept the will of the Lord. We have to try our best for sure. But a devotee, he knows after. When I'm trying, we should try in such a way that everything is in my hand. And after we are done, then we should know that everything is in Krishna's hand. The endeavor and mercy goes hand in hand. Otherwise, it will become an over endeavor. As Rupa Goswami describes in Nectar of Instruction, Atyahar and Prayas. What is prayas? Endeavoring for any mundane things. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, there are 5 types of prayas. Karma prayas, Jnana prayas, Yoga prayas, Vairagya prayas, Pratishtha prayas. So karma prayas means endeavoring for things of this world. I want more of the comforts, more of the luxuries of this material world. Gyan prayas means endeavoring for reading all the books which are there in the world, which are not suitable for Krishna consciousness. Yoga prayas means endeavoring by performing this mystic yoga. Vairagya prayas means becoming detached, prematurely. Last is pratishtha prayas. Sometimes devotees, they do pratishtha prayas also. Oh, I have become such a senior devotee. Everybody should respect me. This pratishtha prayas is a very, very dangerous thing to give up. Even after hearing so many things that pratishtha is very, very dangerous, but still the desire for pratishtha does not go away. Chakravarti Thakur, he writes in a book, Madhurya Kadambini, there are some anarthas which come from the previous lives. There are some anarthas which come from previous lives' good activities, sukritotha. There are some anarthas which come because of the previous lives' sinful activities. They are called dushkrit-uttha. There are some anarthas which come because of performing devotional service also. Somebody may say, how is this possible? By practicing bhakti, how can some anartha come? What type of anarthas will come by the practice of bhakti? Wealth, worship, fame, puja, labh and pratishtha. These are the anarthas which come by the practice of bhakti. When somebody becomes devotees of the Lord, automatically wherever Narayan is there, Lakshmi is there. Automatically wealth will come. He will get all the worship. Oh, Prabhuji, you are such a great devotee. Oh, Mataji, you are doing bhakti since so many years. You are so steady. So many services you are doing. Everybody will glorify you. Your name will be sung everywhere. Everybody will have a garland ready for you. All these are very, very dangerous things. So therefore, when we know that things come in our life by the will of the Lord and things will be taken by the will of the Lord, we don't have to endeavor overly, So you have to just accept things as they come. So therefore, Brahmaji tells that just accept the will of the Lord. And therefore, if you don't stop performing this sacrifice, what will happen? You will spread irreligion. How you will spread irreligion? Because Indra is so very stubborn. He will not stop. What he'll do? He'll again try to steal your horse. And as a result, he will introduce so many other irreligious aspects. You are the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. You know this very well. What do you know? That Indra is the stubborn among all the devatas. Indra cannot be stopped. He is very stubborn. But you are the Supreme Lord's incarnation. You know all this very well. Devatas, they also have so many unwanted desires. And Indra is a personification of that. So therefore, Prabhupada writes that Lord Brahma's purpose was to end the competition between Indra and Prithu Maharaj. And because Prithu Maharaj was a great devotee and incarnation of Lord, he was requested to stop the sacrifice. So somebody may be thinking, "Arey, galti kisne kiya? Lecture kisko mil raha hai?" So who made the mistake? And now who is getting all the lecture? So Indra was the one who made the mistake, who did all the garbad, and nobody is even speaking a word to Indra. Nobody is chastising Indra. And here is Prithu Maharaj, who is trying to establish the religious principles, and he is being told, "Baba, you should step back." Then in the next chapter, which we will be discussing tomorrow, we'll see Lord Vishnu also comes, and he also starts giving all the instructions to Prithu Maharaj only. He says, "I have brought this Indra with me. You forgive him. Ye to nalayak hai. But you are the supreme, you are the best of the devotees." So somebody might say, why is this happening? So we should be very, very clear. Whoever is intelligent and mature, he will be chastised and he will be instructed when some problem comes. If there are two devotees who commit some mistake, so the person who is more responsible, more mature, he is told, okay, other person will not listen, just you step back. So therefore, this is a science of Krishna consciousness. The person who is more mature, more intelligent, he is many times given all the instructions because he can understand the purpose, he can handle the situation in a right way. So therefore, Brahmaji is instructing all these things to Prithu Maharaj. And then he says that actually people in general, they will be carried away by the attractive sinful activities which are done by Indra. Because Indra is such a great personality. Yad yad acharati shreshta tatta deve tarojana. So therefore, if you will not stop, Indra will continue doing all the sinful activities. And therefore, Prabhupada writes that Brahmaji thought that instead of allowing Indra to further introduce such irreligious systems, it would be better for Prithu Maharaj to stop the sacrifice. Just like Gautam Buddha, when he saw that people were overly engrossed in animal sacrifice, he stopped all the Vedic injunctions. He rejected all the Vedas. So therefore, in all these verses, many times Prabhupada is talking about this Sankirtan Yajna. He again and again in almost every purport, Prabhupada is telling that all these sacrifices are not meant for Kali Yuga. Nobody is qualified to perform sacrifices in a right way. So therefore, the easiest way is to chant the names of the Lord, this Hare Krishna mantra, this Sankirtan Yajna. And also Prabhupada talks about this animal slaughter. Because he quotes this Lord Buddha's story. So he says, people, they open animal slaughterhouse and they put a deity of Kali there. And they offer food to Kali and then they eat that food saying that this is prasad of goddess Kali. But actually, goddess Kali is a chaste wife of Lord Shiva. She is a supreme Vaishnavi. She does not accept all these abominable things. Such offerings are accepted by the associates of Kali, who are Bhuta, Pishacha, and Rakshasa. And therefore, those who take the prasad of the goddess in the form of this flesh or fish, they are not actually taking the prasad left by Kali. They are eating food left by Bhuta and Pishachas, So therefore, Brahmaji says, the purpose of your incarnation is to establish the principles of religion. And if you act in a way that will spread irreligious activities, then it will defeat the whole purpose. So therefore, please stop your sacrifices. And therefore, he says that considering the purpose of your incarnation, please stop these pseudo-religious systems created by Indra. And then Prabhupada writes in the purport, he says, any living being acting as an incarnation of the Lord is thus empowered to preach the bhakti cult. Unless one is empowered by Krishna, nobody can preach this Krishna consciousness. Krishna bhakti vina nahi tara pravartan. And we can see in the life of Prabhupada, he was so very wonderfully empowered by Krishna that he could do unimaginable things. He created so many beautiful temples all over the world in just 12 years' time. He traveled around the globe in 14 times. He wrote every day without fail from 12 to 4, wherever he may be. He would just go, adjust his watch, and he would start working. Krishna bhakti vina nahi tar pravartan. So, one time, one devotee, he arranged a meeting, a BBC program for Prabhupada. And this BBC man, he was asking Prabhupada about the state of affairs, how the king should be, how the government should be. And Prabhupada was, blasting this government and democracy. And then after hearing for a long time, this person asked, so Swamiji, is there anybody in the world who is qualified to be the king of the world? And then Prabhupada, when he heard this, he looked at him and said, yes, me. And this person was shocked. And devotees, the person was sharing, devotee was sharing, he said, yes, actually, he was qualified to be the king because there was nobody else. So therefore, unless one is empowered by Krishna, he cannot make any change. So therefore, when Prithu Maharaj was thus advised by Brahmaji, he made peace with Indra and he stopped this 100th sacrifice. And seeing this act of Indra, all the devtas, they became, of Prithu Maharaj, all the devtas, they became very happy and they glorified the wonderful activities of Krishna, of Prithu Maharaj. All the Brahmanas, they offered their blessings and they say, O mighty king, may you live long. And then they glorified this Prithu Maharaj, saying that all the assembled peoples, devatas, pitri, sages, become satisfied with your dealings and charity towards them. So this is the end of the 19th chapter. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. If anybody has any questions, they can ask. If Indra is Bhagavat Tanu, why is he so irreligious? Yes, because he is also a living entity. He also has anarthas. He is called Bhagavat Tanu because he is a representative of the Lord. He is representing the administrative nature of the Lord. He is an empowered representative of the Lord. But ultimately, he also has a human jiva mentality to lord it over. So many times he forgets. So that's why he behaves in such irreligious ways. But when these things are told about Indra, we should not judge Indra. We should not condemn Indra. Kya Indra itna nalayak kaise? I can also understand. Isko nahi samajh raha hai. So we should know that when these great personalities are described in Bhagavatam, the purpose is to learn from their mistakes, not to criticize them. If we criticize these great personalities, they will go back home, back to Godhead by their service to the Supreme Lord, but we will keep wandering this material world again and again. So that is the purpose, Sometimes it is said that whenever Narayan is there, Lakshmi is there, and then sometimes it is said Krishna takes away everything. Yes, these are not contradictory statements. Ultimately, everything is dependent on Krishna. Krishna is the supreme transcendental autocrat. If Krishna thinks that this devotee, if I give him wealth, he will not forget me. He will use it to spread my glories, just like Pandavas. Krishna gave them everything. Sampada kritavo loka mahishi bhrataro mahi jambu dvipadhipatyam cha yashascha tridivangataha. So Pandavas, they were the rulers of all the Bhumandala. All the three planetary systems, they knew the glories of Pandavas and Yudhishthir Maharaj. So if Krishna thinks and he knows that, okay, this person, he can handle this wealth, he will give him all the wealth. But if he knows that this person will not be able to handle wealth properly, then he will not give him wealth. He will keep him in a situation where he will be able to remember Krishna better. So whatever is required to bring a devotee close to Krishna, Krishna does that. So therefore, these are not contradictory statements. These are the various ways Krishna deals with his devotees. Prabhupada would say, if somebody is told that you have to live in the forest and he is attached to a palace, he is in Maya. And if somebody is told you have to live in the palace and if he is attached to live in the forest, that person is also in Maya. So therefore, this is all we have to understand. What is Vairagya and what is attachment? Anasaktasya vishayan yatharham upayanjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. To accept anything in relationship with Krishna for the service of Krishna, that is called Vairagya. Okay. This behavior of Indra, we see in the behavior of devotees as well, and often we understand too. So in that case, we should keep quiet and encourage them to do injustice. Is that what we understand? What we see when we see bad behavior from a devotee, shall we understand that we also carry our modes of material from past lives, so as he and forget? But if he is repeating again and again, okay. So we have to understand that Prithu Maharaj tried his best. 3 times he tried. And then fourth time, what happened? He was about to kill Indra. Then some superior personality came and he instructed that Indra, Prithu Maharaj, please just don't kill Indra. He is the representative of Supreme Lord. And actually by that time, Indra was also repentant, as we'll be discussing in the chapter tomorrow. So we have to understand that every devotee around us is in a phase of progression. We are evolving in our consciousness. So therefore, we have to treat devotees in a gentle way. And when we see some devotees committing some mistakes and faults and offending some others, first of all, we should know, am I capable of correcting that personality? If yes, then we should go ahead and try to give some instruction. If no, then, and still if we are concerned that if I'll not tell him, he'll go very, very down in his Krishna consciousness. Then very humbly, we have to first judge our thoughts. Why am I doing it? Do I really want to help him, or I want to just criticize him? If I really want to help him, go to some senior devotee and in a very, very humble way, just explain the case. Pray to Krishna that I think I pray that I may be wrong, but if I'm right, please help that devotee. So therefore, of course, we have to make sure that the devotees, they behave properly with other Vaishnavas. But we should not become the in charge of correcting all the Vaishnavas, unless we have the authority. So we have to assess our adhikar. What is our adhikar? Am I qualified to correct somebody? If yes, then go ahead. If no, then tell some superior person. or keep quiet, just pray to Krishna for that devotee, So we should never encourage, of course, We should not keep quiet and we should not encourage others also. We should deal with the situation in a practical way. Just like here, Brahmaji, greatest personality of this universe, had to come himself. That's why Prithu Maharaji stopped. And it is not that Indra was saying, just see, dekha, bola tha na, itna lecture sunna pad raha hai. Indra was also repentant. He also realized his mistake. And that we'll be discussing in tomorrow's class. Okay. Yeah, but that may leave, that person to commit more and more mistakes. So better, take shelter of, better tell some senior devotee. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.